According to research, with sufficient direct instruction on the foundational skills of reading, 95% of students can learn to read proficiently. Currently, in Savannah-Chatham County Public School System, only 58% of our third graders do so. That is a big gap between 58% and 95%.
When a student can't learn how to read, you can see it in their shoulders, you can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their, because they can see it in the students around them and the ability that the other students have to engage. And they develop coping mechanisms. Sometimes it's shutting down, sometimes it's acting out, sometimes it's just disengagement. And that's a sad space to be in. And students deserve more than that.
Without reading, we don't have anything. I think it's very important to make sure our students are leaving Brock Elementary as readers, because reading is needed in every subject.
While the district has made steady progress in reading proficiency, about 42% of our third graders cannot read on grade level. This has real significance for students as they continue to school and in life. The North Star historically has been used for navigation. Because it has a fixed position in the sky, travelers have been able to use it to determine direction. Given this, the North Star is known to be a symbol of constancy and direction. We need the constancy of focus on literacy.
We started on our journey, we really were finishing up. We had a textbook series, Storytown. So we had started with, we called them basal readers at that time. And so you had its core text and they were aligned to state standards and you did different activities. It was the shift with reading workshop and writing workshop and those types of things. And then over time, we moved into what is called balanced literacy, where there is this balanced approach to the 5 pillars of reading. And so it's not to say that balance is wrong, but it was based more on, you know, if we do a little bit of this and we do a little bit of that and we expose them to literature and they're exposed to text, then they'll acquire what they need. We now understand that reading is not natural, that we have to be taught the specific tools that we need to have in order to tackle the adventure that is learning to read.
This is a national problem. This is a statewide problem, and it stems from many years of teachers being trained in methodologies that are not necessarily aligned with the science, not necessarily having the tools that are aligned with the science. And so the change that is required on a school level, district level, state level, national level, is that we as schools, as families, as communities, begin to shift towards practices that help nurture the reading brain in our children, that help them be successful with their literacy, and that starts from birth all the way through school.
For many years, our teachers were trained and had become very familiar with a pendulum that had swung too far one way around whole language. So now that we are regrounding ourselves in the science of reading, we're asking them to make a significant shift in how they approach instruction each and every day. And it's a heavy lift. As we set off on our journey to the North Star of literacy, it was important to do that in a big way, a kickoff opportunity, a way for us to all be grounded in the why. So in that particular meeting, it was a celebration of our teachers, a celebration of literacy as the North Star, an opportunity for teachers to get that first exposure to what the science of reading actually is.
Our district now has considered literacy to be our North Star, and we are committed to that. And through that, for this now our second year of committing to literacy as a universal right that we want all of our students to have access to. We are completing LETRS, professional development, and LETRS is not an actual curriculum program, but it is a professional development experience that builds teacher capacity to understand the science behind how the brain acquires another language and what happens naturally and unnaturally during that reading acquisition process.
The science of reading is the extensive body of research, including cognitive science, neuroscience. It is multidisciplinary understanding of how children learn to read. It helps us understand how the brain works. It helps us understand why students struggle if they do, and it helps us understand what methodologies are best to address those struggles or to help students be successful in their literacy journey. The 5 pillars of reading are phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. And then putting that together into the larger space of literacy, we also have background knowledge, writing, and oral language. So all together, those pillars have to be addressed collectively, and again, explicitly, systematically, and directly, so that our students experience success in their literacy.
The construct of the Savannah-Chatham County Public School System Literacy Plan is that of a universal system for literacy because the transformation and success sought requires the systematic development and coordination of multiple interdependent components.
What I love about the direction that we're moving in as a district is that we're realizing that we cannot do it alone, that we need families to be on board, that we need to support families in this experience because a parent is a child's first and best teacher. That's who starts that process.
He read all fast.
We make sure we set aside at least 15 minutes every afternoon, every evening after we do homework to read a book or two. It's really exciting just to see them and the passion that they're getting about reading.
He challenges himself with the academic vocabulary that they get. I started practicing with him, like give him the words to practice, and then driving or whatever I'm doing, I'm cooking and he's there spelling the words and doing all of that. And it's not just spelling, but he understands the word. So that's the good thing. He knows how to use it in context.
I like science because I get to do hands-on experience, and I like the new way we are doing ELA because I have a book that I get to read in a hands-on way.
We have other stakeholders who are there, community partners and business leaders, churches and community centers and places where our students are all the time, and they need to be on board too.
United Way of the Coastal Empire and Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools has a strong collaboration. We know that in order to improve reading literacy, to improve those skills, to gain that confidence, to feel empowered, it really takes not only the school system, because you can't do it by yourself. Parents, they need support, but also community, another nurturing adult to come in and work with these students and instill the confidence and the belief that they can do it and they can be successful. Read United Buddies achieved that. Volunteers came in, they read, and the results were amazing.
Our kids are getting to use the Just Right readers that have been provided by the district during our Reading Buddies visits. And what they're doing, they're focusing on the fluency and the comprehension, as well as phonics and phonemic awareness.
Of all the students that participated in the program, 100% improved their reading skills from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. We are totally bought in and support the science of reading, and we applaud the huge shift that Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools is making with the science of reading.
Together we can, and I truly believe in the collective efforts of not just the school system, but our families, our communities, and our partners.
This is not just a problem that can be solved in schools. Our children learn to become readers the day that they are born, because oral language is the foundation of success with literacy.
Parents, community members, volunteers, school leaders, and teachers must row in the same direction to achieve this goal. I encourage you to learn more about the science of reading, volunteer to tutor a child, or simply read with a student, no matter the age.
I think it's the way forward for them to, as it regards to the phonics and the foundational skills, because I think this is going to prepare them for the next grade levels and more.
Now the kids have more textbooks in front of them. They have all their materials. They have hands-on materials. If the teacher has a anchor chart that they're projecting on the Promesse board, the kids now have that anchor chart in front of them. So to be able to touch and feel the stuff instead of just always looking at technology, the kids are more engaged, the kids are more interactive, and the kids are enjoying the materials.
In class, I can help people spell words or tell them how to say it properly. And I'm able to read better when I'm practicing reading on my own time, so I get better and better every time I keep on reading.
When I read, I get a lot of feelings. I be happy, I be thoughtful, and when I read, I feel proud of myself.
Reading is a right. It gives our children, the members of our community, access to everything that they deserve to have access to. Reading is freedom. And when you cannot read, you are not truly free.
My biggest aspiration for the 36,000 students that we serve is that they all leave school and feel empowered and enabled to live a choice-filled life.
If I had a magic wand, all my students would be reading on grade level by 3rd grade.
Everyone could read. That's my dream.